Business Now, an inside look, is brought to you by Nextel. You've never used a phone like this before. And by National Discount Brokers. Log on to ndb.com today. And by Silicon Valley Bank East. From ideas to IPOs.
Medical errors kill more Americans than traffic accidents, breast cancer, or AIDS. In our medical files, a Baltimore-based company is tackling this national problem head-on. Business Now's John Decker says the company is changing the way critical care is delivered.
On any given day in intensive care units all across the country, medical specialists are confronted with a painful dose of reality. While the demand for critical care is growing, the supply of these doctors, known as intensivists, is not. As a result, less than half of all ICUs have intensivist coverage, and those that do have predominantly part-time coverage.
Patients who are sick enough to need intensive care are sick around the clock. They're just as sick at 2 in the morning as they are at 2 in the afternoon.
Dr. Tom Rainey, the former president of the Society for Critical Care Medicine, runs the ICU at Suburban Hospital in Bethesda, Maryland.
And one of the major failings that we have in medicine in America is that the level of care is often very different at night than it is during the day.
In fact, a recent report from the Institute of Medicine estimated that up to 98,000 deaths a year are attributed to medical mistakes, many of them coming in the ICU.
It became very apparent to me and to my colleagues that the quality of ICU care out there in this country was maybe not what it should be.
Rosenfeld, who saw these problems firsthand during his 14 years as an intensivist, believed it was possible through the use of technology to improve ICU care.
We ran a local intensive care unit for 4 months, never stepping foot inside this ICU at all. It was done totally remotely using video conferencing and data transmission modalities.
This trial at a Baltimore hospital had astounding results. Mortality was reduced by 60%, complications decreased by 40%, and costs and length of stay were each cut by 30%. In ICUs like this one, monitoring patients continuously is a necessity. That's the purpose behind ICUSA's remote surveillance system, which is designed to allow specialists to monitor patients from a remote facility 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. By using video cameras and computers, doctors can observe dozens of patients at a time and evaluate a continuous flow of data from the bedside, like heart rate and blood pressure.
She slept most of the evening and didn't complain of pain at all.
This system is now being tested at Baltimore's Franklin Square Hospital, not as a replacement for intensivists, but rather as a supplement for when a doctor is not physically present in the ICU.
I've been on camera on both ends, and it's surprisingly comfortable. It's surprisingly easy to have conversations with patients, to have conversations with staff, and certainly the way the camera is set up, even to do limited physical examinations.
Exams are just one benefit of the system. Through a patented software program, doctors from a remote site called an eICU can instantaneously look up a patient's medical history and possible therapies for their illness, while continuously monitoring the patient's vital signs.
One of the reasons why the intensivists have been so supportive of this concept is that at the bottom, when everything else is reduced, people want their patients to do better.
We've aligned the interests of patients, of payers, and providers and put them all on the same sheet of music, on the same side of the table.
Bob Fotenhauer is ICUSA's president and CEO.
We'll save lives and save dollars.
This focus on improving the delivery of critical care is what attracted the Centara healthcare system in Norfolk, Virginia to ICUSA.
So when we looked at the numbers here, we looked at we could save lives, keep people out of the units in shorter periods of time, and probably the return on our investment, looking at conservatively, depending on how you look at numbers, would easily pay for our cost and probably double that amount in the future.
Centara may be the first system to use this technology, but it certainly won't be the last.
There is no doubt in my mind that the way ICU care will be delivered in the very near future is through the use of technology and being able to leverage an intensivist care over multiple patients.
And that's one reason why Wall Street analysts are bullish on ICUSA's prospects. In the meantime, ICU doctors and patients are finding value in this innovation, and the healthcare industry itself is hoping that ICUSA will go a long way in setting a new standard for critical care. In Baltimore, I'm John Decker for Business Now.